What's up, everyone? Welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Oroluwa with a double A, and you're welcome to this YouTube space. I film about faith, health, lifestyle, all that good stuff. Okay, so just join the family. It's gonna be fun here. It's almost 3 months. My baby is like 11 weeks now. It's almost 3 months since I delivered, and I feel ready. I just feel ready to talk about my birth experience and how it was, how it felt, the whole drama, and how it was for me, even as a medical doctor. So, I actually fell into labor a day after my EDD. Okay, so my EDD was supposed to be on the 9th of January, but I fell into labor on the 10th, and it was the early hours of the 10th. It was about 3 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so this is how it started. I woke up around 3 a.m. in the morning to go and ease myself, and you know this frequent waking up in the middle of the night to pee because of the pressure on the bladder. I woke up to go and pee. So after I got back from the bathroom, I got into the room, and then I felt this water trickle down. I'm like, no, I don't urinate on myself, I'm a full grown adult. But I knew something came out. And then I went back to check, and I just like, it was just clear fluid, it wasn't blood or anything. Thankfully it wasn't anything scary. But just like clear fluid. But that sleep was heavy in my eye. If you know me, you know I like to sleep. So I went back to bed. I just told my husband I went back to bed. I'm like, as long as I'm not feeling pain, baby's kicking, I'm fine. So I went back to sleep. So at about 9 o'clock, 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning, I got dressed, went to see my doctor, and then he checked, and he was like, oh, it's actually the amniotic fluid, like the water. You know when you say your water breaks, right? So yes, that was what came out. And as at that time, I still had to wear like a small pad or like a pant liner. Yeah, I had to wear a pant liner because the water was still trickling out bit by bit. But it wasn't a gush of water. It was just just small. So that was how it was. So as at 9 o'clock, when I went to see my physician, he checked and said I was just 1 cm dilated. And the water had broken. So like 3 a.m. As at 9 a.m. I was still 1 cm dilated. So after leaving the doctor's place, I got back home and I started feeling contractions, but it was very, it will come now for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then it will go again for another 10-15 minutes before it comes back. Sometimes it could go 20 minutes before it comes back. So it wasn't as I would have preferred it to be, because labor is supposed to, like, for the labor to progress faster, it has to be like regular contractions, and all of that. But it wasn't happening like that. So I just went to go and rest. And it got to a point, I'm like, okay, let me see if I could, do some exercises to kind of make everything better and to speed up the whole process. So I did a little bit of exercise in the house, and I went back to my doctor around 3 o'clock. Now this is already how many hours? 12 hours. And I was still 2 cm. After 12 hours, and bear in mind, if my water hadn't ruptured, in layman's term, right? If my water had not broken, you get what I'm saying? So if the water had not started coming out, it would have been a different case. But my water is still coming out, so it's a different management. And I know, because I'm a doctor, I cannot treat myself in a different way than I would treat others. Do you understand? Because we know the complications, we know what can happen if you do not act fast. Okay, so we're at 12 hours already, and yet my contractions were not still, the way it should be. So I went back home, At this point, my husband was just like, let's just rest, let's rest. So I got food, rice and chicken. It was sweet. And it was important actually. So one tip I need to tell you is, when you can eat, when if at the beginning of labor you can eat something, because you will need that energy. You are going to need it. So try and eat something. Okay, so after that we decided to do some exercises. My baby's crying. I'm coming. And then we checked again. I was about 3. Yeah. He said I was 3 cm. Around 8, 9. Okay. And this is already, it's past 12 hours since my water broke. So it was like that for a while. I was trying to catch a little bit of sleep here and there, but the contractions would still come. And then it continued like that. A part of me knew that this latent phase, because that's what we call it, when you're like 0 to 3 cm, it's called latent phase of labor. And then when you get to 4 cm past that period, it's active phase of labor. Latent phase of labor is not supposed to be too long, especially because my water has broken. Yes, bear that in mind. Like that's very key. So around 2 a.m. he checked again, and he said that I was still 3 cm, still 3 cm, guys. But that's not the only thing. My BP was starting to go up, and all throughout pregnancy my BP was good. Like, never went up, no issues at all. But then at that point it started going up. I started reading 145/90. They checked again, 150/90. My mom was around. My husband was also there. In fact, all of them did not sleep. I think I was the only one that was trying to sleep bit by bit, but they were there with me. My husband, being a doctor, he collected his fig from the nurses. He collected his fig from the nurses, and he actually checked again himself. When he checked, he saw, what he got was 150/100. So my BP was going up, and I still wasn't progressing. Then I knew. I didn't even wait for my doctor to tell me, but he said it. We were already discussing about other options. If I'm not progressing as I should, we'll need to consider cesarean section and all of that. But I was like, okay. I just said okay, and I went back to sleep, because we have been telling God all this. We have been talking about it right from time. If you check, I have a video on how I handled anxiety and how the birth process will be and all of that. So I trusted God throughout the process. That was why my heart was even at rest, even when he said that we need to do cesarean section. But my mom, she went to go and call my dad. And all my parents, in-laws, everybody, they stayed praying, because I think my dad did not want me to do cesarean section. But anyway, fast forward. So we waited a little longer, and after they checked again, my BP started coming down. Not very, very well. They didn't give me anything at this point. They didn't give me anything for the BP, but it was, I think, mostly what they were getting was 140/90, 140/92, 140 something. It didn't get to 150/100 anymore. So it was like that, and I was already getting tired. This is the interesting part. I was already getting tired. As in, I wish I had eaten more. But then they said, okay, since I got into 3 cm, almost 4 cm, they decided to augment the labor. You see that sleep I was sleeping? Disappear. I'm not even joking. When they decided to augment, what that means is they put up some things and give you some fluid with some special things inside the fluid. Oh my God. And I know what this thing is, and I give it to patients. That's why I actually felt differently. I'm like, oh, is this what I give patients? Because I literally felt like I was in when you say severe pains. I'm not even joking. Like I was feeling pains. I was like, oh my god, what is going on? And then the contractions kept on getting stronger. The contractions, like, they were getting stronger. I was feeling so much pain, and when they put up that thing, that's when I knew that something is happening. Something is actually happening. But it continued like that, and then all the sleep disappeared. I couldn't even sleep again. Everybody around me too knew that, because I was stopping everybody. At some point, my mom was rubbing my back. My husband was rubbing my hand, playing music. At some point, the music was just annoying me. I was like, just turn up the old music. Everything. It was like, and when it happens is when the contraction comes. It will come, the contraction will come, it will relax, it will come, it will relax. So when it comes like that, everything begins to, I can tell them, please remove my slippers, or I want to lie down like this, or please turn off the music. At some point, the music was helping, at some point, it was not even helping. Oh my god. The pain was, maybe my pain threshold is actually low, but it actually made me salute all mothers, like, for you to have gone through that experience, and especially the ones I even especially the ones that I handled their delivery. I put up all those things for them, I give them all those things, and they are still strong. And it is me that will be telling them, madam, sorry, you have to manage the pain. It's normal now. It's so that your baby will come out. And I'll be speaking all those English. It will be sweet in my mouth. It will be sweet in my mouth. You reach my tongue like this, I begin to shout. God. When I actually remember it, I always think of how to treat any woman that's going to go through labor and she has to pass through me. Like, I always think of how I'm going to treat them right, because now I actually feel their pain and I know what they are going through. It's different when you know something theoretically, and when you have done the practical, and the practical is on yourself, then you really know what it is. But anyway, let's go back to my story. By like 7 o'clock, my friend was already around. EJ, I don't know if you know her, but you would have seen her on this channel before. Dr. Rich, yeah. If you are watching this video, go and change your name on your YouTube channel. Go and change it from Dr. A to Dr. Rich. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so she was around. Being the kind of person she is, she was cracking jokes and just gisting, and every other person there was laughing. The nurses, because I gave birth in the hospital where I work, so the nurses were familiar with me, and my husband was around, my mom, she was cracking jokes, everybody was laughing, but I was like, please, can you warn yourself in this? Nothing was funny anymore. And at this, I remember I was begging them. I was begging that I should remove the fluid, because I knew what they put inside it. And I was begging her to, in fact, the nurses were telling me, doctor, you beg us too much. That was after I delivered. They were telling me, you beg us too much. What happened? Because I was just begging them, take it away. And when she came, I felt like, this feeling of everything inside of me, like my stomach, everything was just going to burst open and everything would just come out. That's how I was feeling. Like, it was a lot. And I knew that I'm not supposed to push when nobody's there, like, to guard the baby and control how everything happens. So I had to wait. Eventually they called my consultant and he checked, and I was like, oh, she's at 8, is it 8 a.m. or 9 a.m? I didn't even hear what he said, but I can't know. The next thing was like, take her, they said was take her to the labor ward or labor room or delivery room. I don't even know anyone. And then I got there, and then I remembered how I used to tell patients, man, this time you need all your energy. This is when you have to do this and do that and do that. You need to push, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, let's do this. I got there. My husband was standing on my left side. The nurse was here. The doctor was there. And then it was time to push. And I'll push. They say, you're pushing. You're just it's child's play. You're not yet doing it well. I say, with all the things I'm exerting, I'm not even doing it well. So I had to readjust, and then my husband was giving me moral support. This is not what we talked about now. Do it very well now. Blah 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 blah. And then he was petting me. Please now, this you know how we talked about it. At this point, I was like, okay, let me try again. I tried again, and yeah, the contractions were getting better, and the my push actually was getting better. So yes, we did it, and now another part that I must talk about. You know when they give people episiotomy, right? This cut, they were going to give me, and I know what it is, and I don't like it. I don't. Already, I wanted to run. So like I should run away. And they were like, don't do anyhow. The head of the baby is already down. And the husband was like, please, the baby's head is there, please. Okay, so eventually I cooperated. But then I was still begging them. I remember begging them. I said, please give me small time. I want to rest. They were like, doctor, you're not supposed to be talking like rest, okay? You're at the point where you need to push. Eventually, I did it. With God's help, baby came out. And the relief I felt was heavenly. And I just wanted to sleep. Okay, so fast forward, placenta came out. And when placenta came out, something interesting happened. I started bleeding from where I do not know. Like, my husband was like, it was a lot. He left because he was standing by my side. He left my side to go and join the consultant. And then he was like, where is this bleeding coming from? Told them where at it and all. I didn't even know anything was going on again at this point. I just told them to give me something for the pain. I begged them. They gave, like they said, I begged them too much. Anyway, I had to because I was not comfortable. I begged them to give me something for the pain. And then at that point, I was half asleep at this point. So they checked. But I don't know whether I was drowsy or maybe because I was losing blood. I was not fully there, Sha. But my husband was tapping me several. Check her BP. Hope she's fine. He was tapping me, talk to me, don't sleep. Because he said I lost a lot of blood. But afterwards, after they had, been able to find the area of bleeding and stop it, I was transfused. Yes, I lost blood. I was transfused and then I got better. And I already saw my baby when they brought her out. And I was like, oh my God, this girl looks like a daddy. Anyway, I digress. But I was happy, and then I was hearing her when I was still in labor ward because they took her out. I was hearing her and she was crying. Like she wanted food immediately. But my husband never leave me. He was with me and she was there. Because at some point I wanted to beg him to go and check her to be sure she's fine. But obviously she was fine anyway. They had to repair the episiotomy. Like the repair is the episuraphy. So they repaired it, and guys, I wasn't sitting well for like 2 weeks. What? Hey. Why am I stamping my feet? Maybe because I'm still remembering the pain. But yeah, I wasn't sitting well. And I was on painkillers. Yes, I was on painkillers. But maybe my pain threshold is quite low. I don't know. But I wasn't sitting well for days. Anyway, that was my birth experience. It was over 24 hours. But we're grateful that everybody is fine. The bleeding reduced until it eventually stopped, and then my baby too was fine, which is the joy of all of this. At the end of the day, we're both fine, and I'm so grateful to God for how everything went. And if you had watched my previous video, you will know that we were talking about whether there's placenta previa or there's no placenta previa. Anyway, the bleeding that happened because of where the placenta was implanted, and this would have still happened even if I did a cesarean section. Like the place where the placenta was attached, once they take out the placenta, it will still bleed, so that was what happened. I'm grateful I survived that phase of my life, and I came out strong. I'm so grateful to God. If you don't have anything to say in the comment section, just please join me to say thank you, Jesus. Help me say thank you, Jesus, in the comment section. And lastly, guys, we are going to continue faith, health, lifestyle, like I said, that we do on this channel. That's how this channel is going to continue. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of pregnancy videos, but this is going to be the last one, and we're going to be back to the regular videos. Someone was asking me if I'm going to start doing motherhood content and all of that. I don't think so, but lifestyle vlogs. I'm now a mother. That's now my reality. I can't change that, and I don't even want to change it because I love my daughter. She's so precious. I don't want to change it, but that's not my reality. So you guys might see a little bit of motherhood content here and there, but are we still going to be doing faith, health, and lifestyle? Yes, that's what this channel is going to still be about. And all right, thank you for watching this video. You can check out my other videos, and I will see you in my next video.